Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, hi, my name is Monica. I like to post anti-MLMs, that's anti-multi-level marketing, and some true crime content here on this channel. So if any of that interests you, make sure to hit that subscribe button. I would love for you to stick around. In today's video, I am bringing you anti-MLM content. So of course, just as a disclaimer, this video is for entertainment purposes only and just my opinions. Along with that, I am going to issue a trigger warning for a few different topics that include sexual assault, indecent exposure, stalking, harassment, and virtual violation. Those are the same trigger warnings that this Monat rep used in her video as well. With that said, of course, I'm reacting to a Monat rep. The only difference is that this reaction video is going to be completely different from what I usually react to. We usually react to reps making bold claims or what else? Recruiting tactics, manipulation tactics. There's one video that is in the works currently. I was targeted by a Monat rep for hair loss. I don't know if that's going to come out before this video or after this video, but I'm putting that in here. So these are just some topics that I cover in my reaction videos. This video that I'm going to be reacting to is completely different. I actually feel really bad for this rep. This is a serious conversation to have because this is not just something that should be swept under the rug. This is not something that is just, oh, ha ha ha, it was funny that it happened to a Monat rep. No, it's not funny. It's a serious situation. We're gonna watch her video. We're gonna allow her to explain her story. I am going to blur her out as usual because even though I'm not sitting here criticizing anything that she's saying or anything like that, I still want to keep her anonymous because that's just what I like to do on this channel. Just in case if someone comes across this video and they don't take this as a serious discussion and they take this as a joke and they end up going to the rep. So I'm going to keep her anonymous just like every other rep on this channel. And the reason why I even want to talk about this is because while I may not agree with her choice in a job, I may not agree with her working for Monat, but it's still wrong regardless. And I think it's a way to kind of warn other people of the measures that you should take when you're online and when you're in the cyber world, because security, unfortunately, online is not where we would want it to be. There's a lot of very bad activity that goes on online, and I'm not saying that the internet is a dangerous place altogether, and I'm not going to make a generalized statement because there are certain places where it is kind of dangerous to be on that side of the internet, but it's also used as a tool for research, for example, or for connecting with people and things like that, and being a content creator. So I just want to share this video. It's not going to be as juicy and as, I guess you could say, drama-filled as usual videos that I react to, but it's an important topic, and I feel as though if I'm going to be calling out bad behavior, unethical behavior, I'm going to call this kind of behavior out as well, even though I don't agree with this rep's job. So let me scooch over and let's just roll this clip.
Okay, I am just gonna cut straight to the chase. If you ever go live on Instagram, if you know someone, care about someone who frequently goes live on Instagram, if you think you ever might go live on Instagram in the future, please watch this and share this. I had a horrible thing happen on my Instagram live yesterday, and I wanted to get on here and I wanted to explain to you guys what happened, how I think it may have happened, things that I have learned since it happened yesterday, and all of that. I spent a lot of time yesterday just going through it, truly going through it. You guys are so kind. I appreciate your support and your comments. So, okay, I'm just going to get into it. I don't really have an idea of how I want to structure this, but I'm just going to tell you guys everything that I experienced and everything that I've learned so far. It is systemic. It absolutely is systemic. And what happened, and give you guys some safety tips, because the number one thing that I can do right now is just educate you guys and share what I have figured out, because in terms of Instagram, in terms of cybersecurity, in terms of local law enforcement, I have found out that there's really not a lot that I can do about this except educate other people and try and keep you guys from experiencing what myself and my followers had to go through yesterday. So what happened? I went live yesterday morning to talk about my juice that I make every single morning. I went live yesterday and was talking about it, going through the ingredients, just having a nice, a nice Thursday morning live. And if you've ever gone live, you know, like I can see right now, I can see who's joining. I can see when people drop comments. I can see your little name. I can see when I get requests for people to join my live videos. I've been going live now for my business for like 2.5 years, over 2.5 years. So every single time I go live, I get random requests. I get random comments. I get random people hopping on. I don't really look at them or pay attention to them because I'm very used to it at this point. And I sure as hell never accept a join my live video request from somebody who I do not know. Never. Yesterday morning, I went live. I was making my juice that I make every single morning, and I had what looked like one of my close friends and business partners join my live, comment hello, continue to watch my live. It was her exact username from what I could see, her exact profile photo. I'm like, hey, said something nice to her, continued on with my live video. Pretty quickly, a couple minutes, my live video was in total like 9 minutes long. See, I just got a request. Someone just requested to be in my live video right now, someone I don't know. It happens all the time, right? Pretty soon into my live video, I get that exact notification from my friend and my business partner. Blank wants to join your live. I'm like, oh my God, like, are you making it too? Like, let's make it together. That was my thought process. That was the logic track that I followed there.
Quick question for anyone who's watching this. I've actually never gone live on Instagram before. So my question is to any of you watching this who have gone live on Instagram, can you let me know in the comment section if this is a common thing that you would get a lot of random people just joining or asking to join your live, because this is the first time I'm hearing of it, but in this rep's defense, she does have a large following. So I don't know if maybe that's why, maybe the people that I've watched go live, maybe it's because they don't have as large of a following as she does. But let me know, because I would be curious to know if that's an actual thing on Instagram. I mean, her profile is public, so I guess technically if it's public, it's not necessarily that anything goes, but I guess kind of. And just to criticize one little thing that she said, I know that I said I wouldn't be criticizing anything, but just to criticize one little tiny thing that she said. The portion about how she goes live with her business all the time. I will reiterate this again. Being an MLM rep does not make you a business owner. This is not your own business. I made an entire video recently about how you can get fired from an MLM company and how it really truly isn't your own business. So I highly recommend checking that out. That's really the only criticism that I have so far, but anyway, let's get back to the video.
I accepted it. I was waiting, it was loading, and then it said blank is unavailable to be in your live video. And I was like, oh, maybe she sent it on accident or whatever. So I continued on with my live, and I got another comment that looked like it came from her account that said, add me. And I have experienced multiple times trying to go live with people where the request doesn't work right away, where it doesn't load, whatever. So I sent the request back, thinking it was her. And so I'm waiting and I'm talking about Earth Day, and I'm talking about our new sustainability efforts, and I'm talking about my juice, and I'm waiting for her to accept this live request, okay? And the longer I'm waiting, the more my gut is like, this is kind of weird. Something's off. But it's too late now, I already sent it, right? So finally, it loads, and pops up with that second screen. You know, when you're going live with someone, it cuts you off about right here and you can see that second screen, and it is an empty room. And I'm going to show you guys in a little bit what the room actually looked like, just so you guys have that knowledge. If this ever happens to you, you know to close it out beforehand. It pops up with an empty room, and I'm like, hey, are you there? Or something like that. And then a naked man came running into the screen. I went into I feel like I blacked out. Immediate state of shock. I'm like, oh my God, people are watching this. My friends are watching this. My mom's friends are watching this. Like, I don't know if kids are watching. I'm panicking, trying to figure out how to close the live out as soon as I can. He bends over and then turns around and does some abhorrent, vile, disgusting behaviors, okay? And then I get the live video turned off. And I'm just sitting here, like frozen, freaked out. And I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe that just happened to me. So then I get on my story and I was talking about it. I wanted to immediately issue an apology because you guys know that's never something I would bring into my platform, never something that I would allow voluntarily. And the only reason that I accepted that is because whoever this was masked themselves to look like my close friend and business partner because they knew I would accept that, right? That I wouldn't really think into that much. So it gets worse, guys. It gets worse. Just wait.
I'm going to pause it here because I do have something to say about this. Can you imagine if this was you and you were on a live, you accept someone to go into your live stream because you think it's your friend and someone who you work with, but then come to find out all of a sudden there's a naked man doing these things on screen. And just like she said, she had her friends watching. She had her mom's friends watching. She wasn't sure if kids were watching her. I mean, I have people tell me, and this is why I try to censor out as many curse words as I can whenever I'm talking in my videos. Sometimes I do miss a few, but this is why I've been trying to censor certain things as much as possible, because I've had people tell me that they watch me with their kids. So I want to make sure that I'm as family friendly, I guess you can say, as I can be, even though this isn't really a topic that many little kids would really understand, but I do know that a lot of kids out there, they like my hair and stuff like that. So that's fine. I actually recently got a comment of someone saying that their kids love seeing my dogs in the beginning, and if you hear tip tapping, it's actually my dogs. So I get exactly where this rep is coming from, that she had a lot of people that were watching her live. Then to have to see this, and she's obviously feeling responsible for it. She went on and apologized for it, which honestly, she really didn't have to. I mean, I would apologize too, because that's just the type of person that I am. But really, this wasn't her fault. How is she supposed to know that this person used, from what she's saying, allegedly used her friend's username, because maybe, just maybe, the username was slightly different. Maybe this person was stalking her social media to see who she's friends with, and maybe they put an extra space or something in it, or like an underscore, and she just didn't notice it. So that's why I'm saying allegedly. But they use this to their advantage just to target her and to be able to do this to her. Was she singled out? As you'll find out later, this is something that has happened to multiple different Monat reps. Apparently they're targeting Monat. So I'm sorry, spoiler, but we will get to that. But it's just so disgusting that someone would even do that. Especially because if she was just on her live talking about whatever she's drinking, I think it was a shake or something that she was drinking in the morning, and then talking about certain things about Monat. What is wrong with people in the world? They probably thought, oh, this is really funny, ha ha ha. But it's not, because they clearly went through, whoever this person is, clearly went through a whole entire process of who is she friends with? Who does she converse with a lot? So they're looking at her social media. Number one. Number two. So this is what I'm saying. There was way more effort put into this than should have been put into something like this. Then they asked to join her live. And under a name that is either the same, either they logged into her friends, which she'll get to this a little bit later. Either they logged into her friend's username or they created their own. And it's just a little bit different from her friends. So there was a lot of effort and there was a thought process behind this. He did whatever these vile things were, according to her, regardless of what it was, it's not funny. That's terrifying.
Worse, guys, it gets worse. Just wait. It was gross. It was disgusting, and it gets even more disturbing. So just hang tight. So I get on stories. I explain this. I'm texting my friend. I'm like, dude, is your Instagram hacked? Are you okay? Like, is someone in your house? I'm like, where are you? Like, are you on your Instagram? I sent her a voice memo. She was busy. It took her a couple hours to get back to me. She was fine. It wasn't her, clearly. So let me think about where I want to go next. So I get on Instagram's help page, and I'm looking for a form I can file. I'm looking for a report I can send in. I'm looking for a phone number I can call. They have, through their help page, I can't even remember how I found this, but they have a link to something called the Cyber Civil Rights Initiative, and they have a help number. So I call that help number and I'm explaining what happened, and they're like, this is a really difficult situation. Like, are you under 18? If you're under 18, then we have like a cybersecurity center we can have help you. I'm like, no, I'm not under 18. Thank God, right? But basically they just said, there's not much you can do. I was like, should I file a police report? They're like, unless you have an account or you have a name, like the police aren't even going to be able to help you very much. I'm like, okay, whatever.
Sorry, I have to pause it again. Just because she's not, of course I understand we need to protect the children, which is why, that's why they have this cybersecurity thing for under 18. However, things like this happen to adults as well. And I think that Instagram, now I'm not blaming Instagram, but Instagram should have something in place where it doesn't matter how old you are, that they have a team that can work on this as well, because just because she's not under the age of 18 does not mean that something like this, maybe even these same people, whoever is behind all of this, it doesn't mean that they cannot target someone who's under 18. So yes, we need to protect the children, but in order to do that, it should be every single incident like this that happens should be somehow reported. And I don't know the legalities behind these things. I don't know exactly how much Instagram is responsible for, because I didn't look into that before I started this video. But I do think that there should be something in place where incidences like this, because just like she said, there could have been children watching her. Like if she had her friends or family, maybe the kids were with the friends and family watching her. So this isn't something that's just, oh, well, you're over the age of 18, so not much we can do. There should be something there should be something, but maybe I just don't understand the way that the internet works. Maybe I don't understand the legalities behind it. I don't know. So if anyone knows that, let us know in the comment section below.
So I'm just kind of sitting around. I don't really know what to do at that point. I am getting DMs. I was asking you guys for help. I didn't know what to do. People were messaging me. I'm getting DMs and I'm like overwhelmed. And so this all happened before, I think, like 9:30 in the morning, my time. By 11:30, I started going through my DMs and I had a message request. And I remember when I was on my live video, someone was asking me a direct question about what I was putting in here, about how much it costs to get the ingredients for it, whatever. I don't know who that was. If you're here and you're watching and that was actually you, please send me a message. But whoever, I've tried looking for the same username. I'll get into all of this. So I get a message very shortly after my live video ended, but I didn't see it until a couple hours later, from an account that has a girl as the profile photo, a female username. The message says this: "Oh my gosh, girl, I can't believe that happened. I was watching your live because I got a notification with the juice title and I wanted to hear more about it because I want to order them, and then that happened." I literally started laughing even though it was so gross. For some reason when it happened, I threw my phone, got a screenshot of it happening, and your reaction is priceless. Not sure if you want me to send it to you. If I don't hear back, I'll plan on deleting it. I didn't think something like that could ever happen. That's a fairly normal message, right? And I'm in a state of shock, so didn't read too much into it. I'm like, "Hi, oh my God, I'm so sorry you had to see that. I'm so upset that it happened." Then I sent her a voice memo because I just send voice memos. It's just what I do. I send voice memos all the time. So then she's like, "Oh, like, sorry, my audio thing doesn't work, but I'll totally check on the comments," because I wanted to know if the username was exactly the same, because it looked exactly the same to me, right? I wanted to know who was getting on. She said she had a screenshot. I'm like, "Can you see who was on the live?" Because I couldn't anymore. She's like, "I got 2 screenshots, one before it happened, and then I wanted to get the brand of the powder you were holding. But when I took a screenshot is when he bent over. But I'll totally read the comments in a bit, let you know. And if you want me to send them, I totally can." So at this point, I'm like, the audio thing's not working. Kind of weird. So then I said, "Okay, yeah, honestly, anything you have that shows the users who were viewing the live would be very helpful if you could send that over so I can have them for my report to Instagram." Then I get another message. Very long message from this account that says, "Will do. Also, she's afraid to message you because she doesn't want you to feel worse about this since it's not your fault at all. But someone that told me about your account before I started following you a while back was also watching your live and messaged me to see if I was on because she was watching simultaneously when her 6-year-old sister, with her 6-year-old sister who saw the entire thing happen. She said she covered her eyes super quick, but is not sure what she saw, is trying to distract her throughout the day so that she forgets, but she knows it's not your fault." And then was basically saying, "I have to go back to work. I'll message you back. I'll send you the screenshots." So I am like, oh my God, there was a child watching my live who had to see this. I feel so bad. Whatever. So I continued on throughout my day. I'm talking to the girl whose account was just like, whose account they impersonated. We're trying to figure this out. Trying to figure out if we're going to go down to the police department, to file an online police report, which we ended up not being able to do, etc., etc. So then I get a screenshot from this account that shows me just like 2 usernames. It's before it happened. And I didn't notice this until later, but the top corner shows that they were screen recording the whole thing, okay? They were screen recording the whole thing. And then they're like, "Okay, I have the other screenshot from when it happened, but, you know, you can see everything. I don't know if you want to see that again. So, like, let me know if you want me to send it to you." I'm like, "If you could just crop it so I can see the names." Because at this point, I'm like, something's off about this account. And thank God I was taking screenshots the whole freaking time this account was messaging me. Then they never sent it. They never sent it. So then it's been a couple hours, and as I'm talking to the girl whose account they pretended to be, she's like checking her login history. She's checking to see if her account got hacked, and she has a ping. Like when you log in and you see login history, you can see like this iPhone or this device active or whatever. And then underneath it, she saw another phone logged in that said it was where we live. And so as somebody who has dealt with stalking, harassment, assault, all of that, I went into immediate panic mode. Because I don't know who this person is. I don't know if they live where I live. I don't know. They very clearly knew enough about me and about my friend and about our relationship that they picked her and took advantage of our relationship, right, to get on this live video. And so I'm freaking out. I was a wreck yesterday, just absolutely scared and anxious, PTSD.
I want to pause it here real quick. Notice how orchestrated this whole entire thing was. And the fact that this rep, and I usually don't like to put in clips of reps being upset because I don't like putting their personal I guess you could say, struggles like this, where they're really upset about something in my videos. But this is an important thing to show. I know that she's trying to be as strong as possible to come on and to try to educate people and let them know what's happening, and because she's very upset about it. It's clear as day that she's upset about it. I really hope that story they told her about the child watching her is not a real one, because that can be traumatizing for a child, number one. Number two, for this rep, obviously she got very upset about it, but for that person to be telling her all of these things, feeding her all of this information, and just so happen to get a screenshot, but the screenshot shows that you're screen recording the whole entire time. So who is this person? Then for her to find out from her friend, from Monat, who was the person she thought was going on the live with her, to find out from her that this rep had a ping for a login in the town that this rep that I'm watching this video from right now, that this rep lives in. That is terrifying, especially because she just said that she's experienced something like this in the past. I cannot imagine what she was going through, and I hope that you guys understand why I wanted to talk about this at this point in the video, because I know that a lot of people wouldn't want to see me, I guess in a sense, defending an active rep. But in this situation, this is serious. This is no joke. And if people thought that this was funny, clearly this rep does not find it funny. I don't find it funny either, because who is behind this account? That's terrifying.
Anxious, PTSD, freaking out, right? So that was yesterday. There's more that happened last night. Today I'm just mad, and I am determined to find this asshole, okay? And I'm close to doing that. I have a lot that I figured out, but later last night, after Cole got home, I was calmed down a little bit. The live video saved into my archive, right? Because they automatically kind of save themselves. And he's like, let me watch and see if I can see his face or anything. Like, okay, I don't want to watch it. So he watched it. He's like furious, doesn't even begin to describe. And then I'm like, well, let me show you like who I've been talking to today, these messages that I'm getting. I go to open up this conversation I just read to you guys from earlier. I go to open it up. This user has a new profile photo, a new username, and has me blocked. And I'm like, this has to be them. This has to be them. Okay? I find them through Cole's Instagram. And they are following a ton of the people who I work with. So my mind is racing. And throughout the day, I hear more and more people telling me, this same thing happened to me, the same thing happened to my friend. I can remember at the beginning of, I think last month, there are 4 girls who I work with, 3 or 4 girls who I work with, who started using Instagram's new feature of the 4 people live and had something similar happen to them. So I'm like, wait, maybe that was the same instance. My head, when I first heard about that, was like, oh, this new feature is just getting hacked, right? The more people I talk to, I realize that this has happened to multiple people. It's the same guy doing it, and he is specifically targeting people who are either in my same company or in my friend group or whatever. So I'm going to flip my camera really quick, and I'm going to show you guys. I have a screenshot that shows the room he does this in, so that if you are ever on a live or start a live and for whatever reason get hacked, you'll see this and you'll know to close it out, hopefully before too much happens. But I know that this is not a recording. That's kind of what Cole and I were trying to figure out last night, is like, is this guy infiltrating the signal, sending through the same recording every time? Apparently he does the same actions every time. The room is the same, but the angle and the time of day and that kind of stuff changes. But it's the same person doing this. So this is me right before terror ensues. This is the room of this fucker, okay? He's got like ducky slippers on the floor, probably to tell him where to stop before his face can be seen. This is it. This is the room. All right. So I know that much. Because of the screenshot I was sent, I know the time zone that he's in. And I also have the active link to the account that he keeps using for this, because I think that his stupid ass, he might be following me from another account. He might see this. I don't care. It's still in my DMs and I still have access to it. And I have a lot of people who I am working with to find who this person is, because it has happened to multiple people. He is clearly engaging in very psychotic behavior to do this to me, and then to switch the username or whatever, and then message me and carry on a conversation with me. Disturbing. And psychologically, I know that this behavior is going to continue to escalate. If he is doing this on a public platform so unabashedly, and then continuing this behavior in a private conversation, and he's doing it to multiple people who I know, who I work with.
Here's a quick thing that I just thought of, because due to something else that I was dealing with an MLM Instagram instance, I just last night looked at their terms and conditions and all of that for Instagram. Of course, they don't allow nudity on there unless, I think it said unless if it's like a mom breastfeeding, or if it's like a form of art or something like that. I can't remember exactly what it said, but they clearly say no nudity on the platform. So my question is, if she has this live, it's saved to her phone, it automatically saved to her phone, wouldn't Instagram be a little concerned that there's nudity on their platform that's terrorizing, it looks like so far, just Monat Reps, and that they're just like on the loose? Wouldn't they think to kind of like look into that or something? Because it's a cybersecurity issue, first of all. Second of all, it's going against our community guidelines anyway. So wouldn't you want someone like that off of your platform? Or wouldn't you want to figure out who's doing it so that you can go after them legally? That's something I just thought of. I didn't think of this when I watched this the first time around, and it's probably because I didn't look at it's kind of obvious that they wouldn't want nudity on there, but I guess I just never really thought about it until I looked at the terms. But if it's stated in there, wouldn't they want this off their platform?
He's got his targets set on people, and then he also, I just know that this is going to escalate. He's doing this to multiple people. I have not tried reporting it because I don't want to lose the account. And Instagram does not have very good tools for something like this. They have no problem blocking the music feature that they have that I use on my stories, but they can't stop this man who's out here sexually violating people online. Make it make sense. It doesn't make sense, right? But I know for a fact that if he is doing this to people online, that he is probably engaging in disturbing and scary behaviors in his real life as well, and he needs to be found.
She makes a good point there, that if he's doing this so openly and freely online and getting away with it, what else is he doing in his real life? Maybe it is some troll sitting in his bedroom doing this, and he thinks it's funny, doesn't see anything wrong with it, and he gets a thrill out of it. But she has a point. What else is he willing to do? How else can this escalate? And to the point that she made about how Instagram can't do anything about this, but they can block the music, I actually found out, this is something that I recently found out, really random and off topic, but if you have a business account, you have to switch to a creator account in order for the music to show up, because for whatever reason my Instagram account was a business account, and I was wondering the same thing. Where did my music go? Like, where did when you go into Insta stories, you could put music, and I was like, where did all the music go? This is all like elevator music. They had like the default stuff, but they didn't have anything else. And then I found out that you have to switch to a creator account. I have no idea why I was on a business account, but that's besides the point. But if you switch to a creator account, the reasoning behind that, I don't know what the reasoning behind that is. And she does bring up a good point that they don't allow you to use that, but they're going to allow this guy. The thing is, though, is that the two, they're completely different issues. This guy that's just going around doing whatever he's doing on Instagram is a lot more complex than just blocking music. And because with the music, that's more of, I'm assuming it probably has something to do with copyright things, maybe. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know the real reason behind it, but I'm just thinking of theories, I guess. But like I said, that and this guy are two completely different issues. This guy is a very, very complex situation that I don't know why Instagram wouldn't want to handle it. I don't know why they don't have anything in place that can help with something like this, but let's keep going because we're almost done with the video, and then we're gonna chat about it afterwards.
So, I'm gonna go through some of your, this is just, it's so scary, you guys. So I just want you guys to be aware that this is happening. I want you to know how it happened to me, and a couple of just tips and like safety concerns and that kind of stuff that I have for you guys. To clarify, I still don't fully know how he is infiltrating these accounts. It looks like he will just find whoever he wants his next like cover to be, changes the username to be almost exactly the same thing. Maybe it has an extra space. Maybe instead of like an uppercase I, it has a lowercase L. I don't really know. I don't know if that's what he's doing. I don't know if he's actually logging into the account, utilizing the account, and then getting off. I still don't know. I still don't know for sure. But I want anyone who's watching this, please make sure you have your two-factor authentication on your account. So anytime anyone tries to log into your account, you get a text and an email to confirm that it's you. If you are going to go live and someone asks to join your live who you didn't pre-plan with, even if it looks like it's your sister or it's your cousin or it's your best friend or your business partner, don't accept it because it's probably not them. If you, another way that I think he's probably finding a lot of us, I know in my business specifically, we will oftentimes, if we're going to go live together and we're going to talk about our products, we're going to talk about the business, we'll post on our stories, right? We'll post our photos, we'll tag our friends and say, I'm going live with these 3 girls to talk about the opportunity at 8 p.m. Eastern tonight, like tune in. I'm not going to be doing that anymore. If you are going to advertise or tag people or whatever, I would maybe not give a specific time that you're going to be going live, just say later tonight or something, or have a code word between you and the people you're going to go live with. Have a code number, have a code word, so that you know that that's the real account that you're planning on going live with. Because the other thing too is when you get into a live with more than 3 people, you can't close it out sometimes. You can't have control over removing one person over the other or whatever. So this is very difficult. So this is, he might be on now. He might be watching. I don't know. And that's the other kind of concerning thing. But what I do know is that I have this shit figured out and he's not going to get away with this for much longer. So if this video deters him from doing this to anybody else, I'm cool with that. If he's got a high ego and he's going to continue with it, he's going to get found and he's going to get, I will be saving this video. I'm going to go through these comments and make sure that I didn't miss anything. But I just wanted to tell you guys about what happened yesterday.
So that's pretty much the end of the video, because the rest of the video, she just talks about the different, actually, let me stay here because there's a few comments that were left on our video I wanted to share. But she just goes over going through some of the comments, kind of wrapping up the video and everything. So, but you guys get the idea. That is the biggest chunk of her video. It's most of her video. But she said at the end, so now I'm kind of thinking back on what I said earlier when she said that her friend that she thought was going live with her, when she went through her login history, she saw that there was a ping to a mobile device in the same area that this rep lived in. So, but now she's saying that she's not 100% sure if this person is using the accounts of other people, or if he has his own account and he's changing it. So, because she's not sure. So I guess we can just speculate on that. And she did bring up a great point about if he's freely doing this on a public platform, what else is he doing? What else is he capable of? Some people might think that's a little extreme. He's probably just some idiot that's just trying to thinks he's funny and doesn't actually realize that what he's doing is really fucked up. But it's not funny. And if you think that this is an over-exaggeration, that he could be doing more, I mean, that's your opinion. But with how the world is, with all of the true crime that I have consumed, with all of the true crime that I have researched for my own channel, and just how disturbed people are in this world, anything can happen. I would be terrified if I found out that there was a ping in my area and I was the victim of this, because she is a victim of this. So you might not think it's a big deal. I think it's a big deal. This can escalate, just like she said. And the fact that he is, from what it looks like, targeting Monat Reps in particular, it just, to me, why? Why? So are you doing this to be funny? Are you doing this because you want to be a troll? You want to be the most epic troll on the internet? Because it's not funny. Like, what are you gaining from this? You have a woman who's going on a live telling people what happened. She feels guilty. She feels responsible. And she's crying in her video. Is that what you want out of this? Is that what you're trying to get out of this? But before I just go off on a tangent, let's look at a few different things that people said, because as she said in her video, this isn't the only time this has happened. This person said, "Thank you for sharing this. Yesterday I was just added by a guy I don't know, and when I looked at who he was following, it was a bunch of people in my company and some that aren't but are just my friends, and I immediately thought that was weird and asked if anyone on my team knew him, and they did not know, so we all blocked him. I can send you the screenshot I took of his profile if it will help your case." That's terrifying that this is happening to more people, and that there are accounts that you look and you see that they're following people from your company. I just want to know why the target of people that are on your team. Like that has to take a lot of time for you to be able to go through. The amount of time that went into this and goes into this for every single time that this guy inserts himself into a live. What are you doing with your life? That you go and you look at all of these reps. I mean, it's not hard to figure out who's on their team and stuff like that. But why are you wasting your time? Anyway, this comment says, "This happened to my friend, same man, I think, too. Virtual assault is real. Yes, I agree. I'm so sorry this happened, but thank you for sharing your experience to help prevent this from happening to others. This is disgusting. One of the reasons I had anxiety about going public with my profile when I joined the business, because you truly have no idea who's watching and can take advantage of you personally or your platform. I hope you're able to be the one to put an end to this person." That's another thing that some of these people who join these MLM companies don't understand, is that one of the first things when I joined Beachbody, one of the first things that my upline told me was to, and I'm sorry if the camera moved, but Lily just bonked it with her butt. But one of the things that my upline told me was make everything public. So I already have a specific public Facebook that is attached to my blog, because that's the one where I put some memes on there, I share my videos, I share my blog posts, pictures, that kind of a thing that's meant for the public. Then my Instagram, I have a public Instagram and I have a private Instagram. My one Facebook is set to private to the point where you can't even request me to be your friend unless if we have a mutual friend or something like that. And I did that because I want my Facebook to be, since I'm on YouTube, I want that to be the last place where it's kind of like my privacy. I don't even really post on there anymore, but that's just how I wanted to set it up. So I do have a public Facebook that's specifically for everyone to see. But yeah, one of the first things was they told me that my personal Facebook had to be public, and that was something I did not like, because I had never in my life had my Facebook set to public. But that's something that these reps don't realize, and I think that that could be a very scary thing, just like this person said, that's one of the reasons they had anxiety about doing the business, because they would have to have a public profile. So that's something to keep in mind if you ever think about joining an MLM. Please don't join an MLM, but I can't stop anybody. This happened to someone else I know. I'm so sorry this happened to you. I'm so sorry this happened to you. The same thing happened to me a couple times, and I never thought to bring awareness, so thank you for sharing. So there's a bunch of people that are saying this happened to them, especially if they're in Monat and things like that. So it's apparently a common issue. Monat reps are apparently being targeted. I don't know if it's just Monat or if there are other MLMs or other MLM reps companies that are being targeted as well. It is scary that Instagram told her that they can't really do anything about the issue. And we're going to say allegedly because I wasn't there for the conversation. But if that is true, also if law enforcement said there's really not much they can do, that's scary, because how many people are using Instagram? How many people are using Facebook, because it's the same company? How many people are using that on a daily basis? How many of you use it every single day? So that's scary. And she's right. What else is this person capable of? I wanted to share this video. I know it's not usual drama or tea where we get to see these ridiculous things that reps say, but this was an important issue. And as I said in the beginning of this video, if I'm going to call out bad behavior by the reps, and if something like this comes into my bubble, as Alonda from Recovering Humbot says, if I get sent something like this, I have to call out this behavior too. Because just because I don't agree with what she does for a living, it doesn't mean that it's no big deal. No, because this could happen to anybody. This could happen to anybody, especially if it does escalate. Who else is this person going to go after? Or is it a team of people? That's something that I wanted to bring to you guys today in today's video. And let me know what your thoughts are. Do you think this is an over-exaggeration? Do you think that it won't escalate? Do you think that it can? Or I just want to know what your thoughts are, because I feel as though the comment section can go either way. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. I'll see you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching. And this is Monica reporting to you live from a highway. Bye.